Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another predictions video, and in today's video I'm going to be predicting the Fury versus Chisora trilogy fight. If you are new around here though and you haven't subscribed, please do so. Like the video if you do need like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, going into this fight, Fury is 32-0 and 1 with 23 KOs, and Chisora is 32-12 with 23 KOs. This fight is for the WBC World Heavyweight belt in which Fury holds. The first two times both Fury and Chisora faced, Fury won twice, once via unanimous decision and once via stoppage in round 10 back in 2014. I mean, both them fights were very easy for Fury, especially that second one where he's literally switching to southpaw because he just wanted to experiment, and was just so easy for Fury that it was just, why not? And so that's why people are asking, why is there a third fight for this? Was it really needed? Which, I mean, the short answer is no. But I mean, we've got it and it's here. Fury's last fight was a win via TKO in round 6 versus White, and Chisora's last fight was a win via split decision versus Pulev. Fury has said that he will stand in the centre and trade with Chisora, so I suppose that will make it more of an interesting fight. That is probably just trying to sell the fight more, and he probably will just do it as well because he's trying to keep the fans entertained and not have a kind of whole. If he just goes and absolutely annihilates Chisora, then people are just going to complain to Fury about why did he even make the fight in the first place, like what was the point. And so he's probably going to try and drag out the fight a bit just to make it more interesting for the fans and make there a point of them spending the money to come down there, which I suppose is good, but it's also it's good and bad because, I mean, it's good because obviously the fans get the money's worth, but it's bad because it's just not really showing anything more than what we already knew. And I felt that's what this fight's going to do, unless maybe he wins like via round 1 KO, then it's just going to show that he's sick. But if he wins by like a round 6 TKO or something, it's not really going to show anything more than everybody already knew. And so that's kind of why this fight is just, technically this fight should have all the pressure on on Fury, because Chisora's, like, if he loses, so what? He's already lost twice against Fury, it's not really that big of a deal. But if he wins, then at that point he's just beaten Tyson Fury, he's just beaten a world champion, and then he is now a world champion, and then he's next in line to fight Usyk and Joshua, and he probably will end up fighting Fury again, but still, like, all the pressure's on Fury for this fight. And so it'd be interesting to see if maybe he crumbles, maybe he underestimates Chisora, you never really know. Also on this card is Dubois versus Lorena for the WBA World Heavyweight belt, in which Dubois holds. I think Dubois will win by KO in round 3. I think it'll be relatively easy for Dubois. Dubois seemingly is getting put against the fighters which have good records, but nobody really knows who they are. Trevor Bryan, I mean, he's kind of a well-known name, kind of. He's not really fought anybody of massive note, and Dubois managed to make easy work of him on some strange card. I don't know what was going on with that fight. It was in a strange arena and thing. It was a bit weird, but he managed to make light work of him as the away fighter, so fair enough to him. Lorena, I mean, he's not really nobody's really known him. I believe he beat Dino, which I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but that's somewhat of a big fight, but I mean, not really. And so yeah, I think Dubois should be able to make easy work of it and get another early stoppage, and I would love to see him fight someone like really high level, but it just seems at the moment all the heavyweights just don't really want to let Dubois and Joyce in to really get there. I mean, Parker did it, so fair enough, but it seems like the main kind of big heavyweights of like Joshua, White, Usyk, Fury, even Chisora, maybe not Chisora, but them kind of four, and Wilder, don't really want to let in too many other big names, because I suppose maybe it takes the spotlight away. I don't know, but I would love to see Dubois fight one of the big names soon, just to prove if he's able to do it or not. Chisora's losses have come against Parker twice, Usyk, White twice, Caballel, Pulev, Fury twice, Hay, Klitschko, and Helenius. And so, I mean, big names, all of them big names, except for maybe Caballel. But otherwise, I mean, they're all pretty much big names, and it shows the type of fighters that Chisora always gets in there with. Always a tough fight every time that Chisora fights. Never a boring fight as well, but yeah, it shows that he's not an amazing skilled fighter, and most big names are able to get him out of there relatively easy. At times relatively easy, but not always. Sometimes Chisora puts up a great fight against certain fighters. Fury, of course, is the favourite for this fight, and I think that Fury will win via TKO in round 6. I think he probably will just try and toy with him for a bit, and he probably will go centre of a ring with him. It wouldn't surprise me. But I just don't see any way in which Chisora can win, to be honest. If he does, it'd be a miracle, and congratulations to him if he does. But I think Fury's got it in the bag, really. And then, I mean, there's a full list of names I've got here that I'd love to see him fight. Will he ever fight him? I don't know. But here's my list. Joyce, of course, Joyce on the same platform of BT, so maybe, you never know. Dubois also on the same platform as BT. That would be a fight which I'd still be interested in. Joshua, of course, everybody would love to see that fight, especially if he beats. Maybe if Joshua wins another fight and then Fury fights him. I don't know, but either way, everybody wants to see that fight. Will it ever happen? I don't know. But everybody would love to see that. Hrgovic, for me, I would like to see that fight to see how kind of what level Hrgovic is at, and that could be a fight which, I mean, the Fury's just trying to take easier fights, and that could be a fight that could happen and would be, for me, it would be interesting. I doubt anybody else would really be that bothered, but for me, it would be an interesting fight. And Usyk, of course, the guy to beat in the heavyweight division, and he should fight him realistically, but I don't know if that will be happening next. Maybe, hopefully, that's the main fight everybody wants to see, really. But yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy. Like the video if you didn't, like the video, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.